Welcome to the Motocross Supercross podcast. Podcast.
3, 2, 1, 0.
Episode 198, the Motocross Supercross podcast. We are starting off with the 450s today from this Seattle race. All the craziness and all the drama that ensued. I'm Adam, here with Claudio. What's up, Claudio?
Yo. Crazy. This is crazy. That's the reason that we're starting with the 450s, because so many things happen. Very unfortunate things happen, and we're about to recap the crap out of it right now.
Yeah, this was definitely this is a race I wish I was at. So much stuff happened, good and bad, and it was just an eventful night for these Seattle fans. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah. It's starting by not getting any rain, which is awesome, especially for Seattle, and very unheard of. Another thing, the track obviously got changed from track map, as you know, we mentioned before it was going to happen.
They did have the sand section. It was it wasn't very sandy, but it wasn't like that white beach sand that we have down here, but there was some sand.
Yeah, no clear water sand, but it was a little bit of sand in there. I don't know if it really made it different. They did add some rollers on it. I don't know if you noticed them or not. I mean, there weren't really any left, but there was some bumps on it. The whoops, they're different, a little bit different than we've seen the whole season so far. They were big. They got tamed down because they were dominating the riders. They progressively got bigger and taller as you go into them. It was about 50 yards of just whoops. And they were insane. They definitely made the difference in this race.
Yeah, those whoops were killer. So killer. They were so long and so deep. And we were watching the qualifying, and you're like, yo, someone is going to die. And I was like, yeah. Yeah.
And then did you see the Justin Hill thing? They had him in the booth and whatnot. How he had like a crazy week. He did some recording up in Seattle in some fancy studio. Yeah. But his van broke down about 40 miles away. He had to Uber all the way there. He got food poisoning, and it just a crazy week for him.
Yeah, definitely a crazy week for him. I did see the studio stuff, and I had to laugh. Actually, that part almost made me fall asleep because they showed it right before the main, and I was just like, oh, and he was just he didn't even have headphones on. He was doing he obviously wasn't recording. It had to be just for cameras, because he didn't even, you don't record the guitar and the vocals at the same time. And he had the mic set up, and he didn't have headphones on, so there's no way.
He wasn't really in a booth either.
Yeah, well, that's kind of normal if they're in just the big room doing guitar or something. But yeah, it had to be just for the cameras. And then they're dude, they gave him a Pearl Jam signed poster. Hey, it's just weird not coming from Pearl Jam or something. It's just the whole thing was just weird to me. And then they're like, oh, they invited me back to do a whole album or a whole record.
Yeah, he did say he wanted to invite Aaron Plessinger and do something in Nashville. So we'll see if that can happen. But dude, let's jump into this race because there's a lot to talk about.
So much to talk about. And just one more thing, kind of off topic, to start off with our fastest qualifier, Dean Wilson, who was killing it in practice. Just him and Marshawn Lynch are best friends now, bro. He went and found him in Oakland at his restaurant, and then they're just friends. And he came up to Seattle, and of course, Seattle loves Marshawn Lynch so much. And in opening ceremonies, gave him a old Seattle Marshawn Lynch jersey to wear out in opening ceremony. So that's cool. I thought it was pretty cool, but
yeah, that was really cool. Beast mode out there, and put the jersey on. It was the first time I seen open ceremony without a helmet. So because he was gonna put the jersey on. Yeah. And then he just kind of wheelied away.
See ya. Yeah, but it is cool because he's playing for the Raiders right now. He's playing for Oakland, and they love him there. Of course, they would have won that Super Bowl against the Patriots if they would have just handed it to him instead of trying to throw it. All the Seattle fans know that, and he's a hero there, and they still love him. But it was just cool that he's out there. They had a camera on him while he's watching the heats, too. It was pretty funny.
But yeah, Dean Wilson with the fastest qualifier. He took it from Muskin pretty much last second. It was a 45.28, and then Marvin Muskin had a 45.29, and it was already going to be a really fast track. and a lot of laps we're going to go through this. Eli Tomac with the third spot, and then Ken Roczen with the fourth.
That's right. Joey Savacci was 5th fastest. Blake Baggett 6th. Legend Chad Reed 7th fastest in qualifying, right ahead of Zach Osborne 8th. Justin Hill 9th, and Cole Seeley was the top 10. Cooper Webb, the 11th fastest time in qualifying.
Josh Grant, who was making his debut, he was the 15th qualifier with a 47.06. So not too bad for the old man.
Yep, and Justin Barsha, who had 5th place last week, he was the 16th fastest qualifier, and they said he still isn't even riding like during the week and stuff, and he said he was technically out for his concussion, but it seems like there's definitely some other stuff happening. That's for sure.
That's what I was gonna say. He did not look like himself throughout the whole night. He definitely had a very bad night, and let's jump into this 450 heat number 1 because.
Let's do it.
Dude, this race, I told you someone was gonna die, and
right after you told me that, Tevin Tapia went down in the whoops in qualifying.
But yeah, so Blake Baggett had a great jump of the start. He gets the whole shot, but Muskin tries to sneak it in, but Baggett wasn't gonna get that. He's been getting goal shots left and right.
Yeah, the new hole shot machine.
Oh yeah. This is a new generation of hole shot machines right here. The KTMs were up front.
Dude, Carlin Gardner was up there too. What?
Yeah, Carlin Gardner had a great start, and then Ken Roczen was right there too. He's been struggling with a little bit of his fatigue and all that stuff. He still doesn't know what it is, but he was up there. Cole Seeley also right there, your boy.
Yeah, my boy.
And Roczen, who starts making moves, he gets on Marvin in the whoop section.
Yeah,
takes a second spot from him. He will make a mistake though, but not enough for Marvin to get the pass on him.
So yeah, Roczen was killing it all night. As we said, he finished out. He got 2 8th places in a row after top 5 every week. So he was coming in. Obviously, I picked him to do well. And yeah, he got by Baggett right there in one of those turns after the rhythms. And the crowd was going crazy, man. The crowd loves Ken Roczen, and everyone does, of course.
Did you hear what they said about Blake Baggett? It was something about his eyes. I didn't really hear. He was having a lot of troubles seeing and whatnot with the bright lights and all this stuff.
Yeah, they said he took a rock to the eye a couple years ago or something, and now just he hates pretty much Supercross. The lights screw him up bad and stuff. And well, news to me because he's looked really good all year. So it looks like he's doing all right. But yeah, that was just a crazy story. That would suck to get hit. He has permanent retina damage or something from getting hit with a rock.
Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Muskin though, he will also pass Baggett, and that will put Muskin in second spot. Osborne starts to make some moves as well and makes a pass on Seeley, and immediately starts to put moves to also get Baggett. It took him a couple laps, but he was able to get the third spot from him.
So Osborne looked really good in this heat, and actually for the beginning of the night, at least for the main. But I think he's someone who's starting to, maybe he could put in some really good finishes in the last couple rounds of this season. He's getting better.
Definitely getting used to this class, getting used to the bike, and then obviously the level of competition that you can find in this class. He's getting used to that. He just came in. This is his second race back, I believe.
But it seemed like Baggett had some problems too because Seeley also got him right there at the end of that race. Yep. Yeah, Gardner, who started off, in the top 3 off the whole shot, he ended up barely qualifying. And Justin Barsha, who started he was 13th on the first lap, he made it up good enough to qualify 8th. But that was pretty much the end of that race. Ken Roczen took the win. Marvin Musquin second place. Zach Osborne third. Cole Seeley fourth. Blake Baggett fifth. Tyler Bauer sixth. Justin Bogle seventh. And then Barsha and Gardner getting those last positions for the qualifying. And Tignap missing it along with Politelli. So we'll see those guys in the LCQ.
450 heat number 2. We got Cooper Webb with the whole shot. He was followed by the Cowie boys, though.
Yep.
And your fastest qualifier, Dean Wilson. Also, the veterans right there, the legend and Justin Brayton.
The super vets.
The super vets, yep. Eli Tomac not letting Webb go, though. And it looks like he was just sizing him up, He was just looking at his lines. He closed the gap a little bit in the whoops. He'll let him go. And
Yeah, I was like, that was his spot. Like, Cooper Webb was dominating this heat, and Tomac was pretty close to him. He was right behind him, and it was just like he went for his pass there in the whoops, and it didn't happen, and that was pretty much it. Wasn't able to get back on him again. But we also saw
Wilson. Who he was, he makes a couple of passes. He got Savachi for third.
Yep.
And the whoops were definitely key in this race. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, we definitely saw people jumping, people skimming. It looked like it was faster to skim, but then we'd see some people jump. And in the 250s, Ferrandis was just like killing it. We'll talk about that later. But, dude, we didn't talk about Josh Grant yet in this race. He's air, and he was running 8th, and then he dropped to 10th, like right at the end of that race. So it's like Josh Grant almost made it straight through, but he's one who really struggled in the whoops, which we'll get to. But he finished just outside the top 9, so he's going to the LCQ, and we'll talk about him more there. But Savachi and Wilson battling so hard on that last lap. Like, Savachi was going for it so hard, and I thought he was going to get him too.
Oh, yeah. They put a pretty good show.
Yeah, real good show. So that's how they finished. Cooper Webb, RPC, Red Plate Coupe dominating. Eli Tomac second, Dean Wilson third, Joey Savachi fourth, legend Chad Reed fifth, Justin Brayton sixth, Justin Hill seventh, Kyle Chisholm eighth, and Michael Lessie is the one who got that final transfer spot, going straight to the main.
Yeah, Josh Grant will go to the LCQ as well as everybody else.
Everybody else. Yeah. So let's go ahead and jump to this LCQ. We saw a lot of madness happen. LeMay and Politelli and Brees were all up there. Grant, Alex Ray, they all had really good starts. That first turn was tricky because it was like whoever had a really good jump didn't necessarily didn't get the whole shot, because whoever just squeezed that inside was able to just really do some damage there. So once they kind of like spread out, it was like LeMay and Politelli and Brees. Josh Grant, he like quickly moved to third, and he actually started passing. He moved Brees to second. He passed Brees for second, and he was actually like going for that lead pretty quick in this race.
Yeah, he looked good. Alex Ray, he tried to also make the pass, but he looked very sketchy going through those whoops.
So sketchy.
And, dude, and it wasn't going to happen. Grant, who makes a couple of mistakes in the whoop section, and his night will be over very early, because first he got a little sketchy, and he stalled the bike, and then he was able to go.
And it took him forever. It took him forever to get the bike going. It was just like, it's electric start, bro. Just go.
That's what I was going to say. It's kind of weird because it was electric start. So maybe he didn't realize that until
he's trying to kick it.
Yeah, he was trying to kick it or something. Yeah. But the next lap around, he got back into those whoops and got really sketchy.
He did. Sketchy.
And he'll go down pretty hard. And
he's Superman. He Supermaned in the middle of those whoops, and then he just fell straight on his face and his shoulder. And he was just so disappointed.
Yeah, that was it for him. I told you he wasn't gonna do good, dude. I told you he was not gonna even make the main, bro. Like, you were like, top 10, blah 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 blah. Like, there's no way.
Yeah, I started thinking about it. I was like, crap. Like, his fitness is gonna be nowhere there. Yeah,
again.
That's why it was a bold prediction. It was pretty bold, but he almost did better than Reed.
Almost. We'll get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. But
LeMay will win this one. This LCQ, he was followed by Ryan Brees, Alex Ray, and then Austin Politelli will take the last spot.
Adam Enticknap, 5th place, just missing it after his Indy.
He's like the Blake Baggett of LCQs.
Yeah, 5th place.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's go ahead and jump into this main where all the real drama went down, and it was just nuts.
This sucks because... Just go ahead and take it. I can't do it.
All right, well, we talked about Zach Osborne, and he's the one who had a great jump and a great hole shot in this main event. But Marvin Muskin, he hugged that inside, like we were just saying. He's the guy who hugged the inside in this main. Also, Seeley had a good line going through there, and those guys jumped out front. But
yeah, Roxon was right there too.
Yeah, Roxon was up there as well. But the big story is this crash on, like, in that first rhythm section. Legend Chad Reed is one of the victims of this crash. They cut to him. He's holding his arm. He's missing his helmet visor. We didn't get to see till the replay what really happened, but the replay was just absolutely nuts. Because it wasn't even just Reed.
Webb got super lucky that he wasn't involved in that one. Like he just missed it.
So close. Because
Kyle Chisholm was landing on Reed.
Yeah, because Reed, he gets like, I don't know if he got cross-rutted or he was just like so off balance, but he basically just ghost jumped his bike right into Justin Brayton and Ryan Brees. And Brayton, when he came down, he bounced off Brees's back tire and just went absolutely flying through the air.
Like Brees landed I guess, I don't know, it was be like the triple, and then Justin Brayton landed right on his back and then just like bounced off with the shock. Like, and he got
it was like a bouncy ball
towards the crowd, dude.
It was like a bouncy ball for sure. But
yeah, it was gnarly.
As gnarly as that looked, it was just as gnarly. Kyle Chisholm coming down right on the legend's shoulder and just like side and face. He got him with the front tire, the skid plate, the back tire. He really landed right on him. Sucks so bad. And you got an update for us on the legend?
Yeah, so this is from Mrs. Tutu. She said he's not okay right now and it's really hard not to be there with him. Say a prayer for him. All that she knew then is that he was taken to the hospital. And there's a replay in her Instagram at Mrs. Tutu. If you guys want to check that out, we're gonna try to put it in our Instagram. There is also a picture from him. I guess there's a punctured lung in there.
Jeez.
Yeah, that's like the biggest concern, that he's got a collapsed lung, not a puncture, but a collapsed lung.
No way.
And yeah, that will keep him in the hospital. He's holding his arm and his shoulder. It looked like his shoulder's out of place. So he's in the trauma center in Seattle right now.
No.
And yeah, so it's a little hard. There's also an update from Kyle Chisholm. This is what he said. First off, I want everyone to say some prayers for Chad Reed and Justin Brayton. This was just a bummer deal. I was already taken off when they all hooked left, and it's not fun feeling being in the air and about to land on people or bikes, especially when it's your friends under there.
Yeah.
I'm doing all right. I hurt my left knee and just need to give it some time and see how it is. Thinking it's just a bad bone bruise and sprain. Thankful that it's all. We'll see the next couple of days. By the way, this is not the knee I had surgery on the past year.
I was just thinking that same thing about his knee. But what about Justin Brayton? Do we have an update from Justin Brayton? I haven't seen anything on his Instagram.
I haven't seen anything anywhere at all. I was looking for that this morning when I got up, and I'm not able to find anything on him. He's got to be hurting though. I mean, probably not as bad as Chad Reed, but he's got to be hurting because he's landing on the plywood pretty much.
Yeah, and they didn't show that. We didn't
track.
really get to see how he landed and stuff. We just saw him just bounce up, and it was just like he could still be like floating through the air right now, for all I know. But
yeah, no, you're lying. Yeah, you're not kidding.
But yeah, we didn't see an update on him, and he obviously didn't finish the race. And Ryan Brees, well, we don't have anything on him yet either, being the sandwich in that little bike combo.
Ryan Brees and Kyle Chisholm, they rode. They finished the race.
Yeah, okay, good. So Chisholm was able to... I mean, both of them got 19th, 20th, and Chad Reed got 21st. Justin Brayton got 22nd. So Brian Brees went down 20 laps. And Kyle Chisholm... I don't know how to read this thing, but both of them, I don't think they finished. I'm not sure they finished the race.
No, they got lapped. I'm pretty sure they did because I saw them.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll stick with that then. But yeah, sucks for everyone. And of course, as soon as we get an update on Brayton and Reed, the legend, we will put those out there and let you guys know. But crazy. It was just a crazy start to this already drama-filled night. So
and this is just the beginning. We haven't even done anything else about it.
All right, so obviously Reed is down. He's kind of on the track still. He's like up, but he's not really moving. He's sitting up, and he knew something was wrong. You could see him like waving over the medical people. But the Red Cross flags are out for this, and next time Marvin Musquin comes around, we don't see it at the time, but he jumps on this Red Cross flag. Ken Roxon right behind him, he sees it, and that's when Marvin Musquin just opens up a big gap on Ken Roxon. Ken Roxon probably assuming Marvin Musquin is going to get docked some positions, and he doesn't have to try so hard to pass him if he's already going to get docked. So that's happening in this race. Tomac, he's running 4th. Savacci's running 5th. Webb's up there. Wilson's up there. They both got by Osborne for 6th and 7th. And Blake Baggett, though, he didn't have the greatest start. He started coming through the pack, and he also got by like Osborne and Bowers for 8th. So they're all up there. But we see Eli Tomac working his way up on Seeley and getting past him for 3rd. So we got Marvin Musquin, Ken Roczen, and Eli Tomac running 1, 2, 3. In this,
yeah, remember
450.
Savacci also, he went down trying to make a move on Cole Seeley.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Savacci, he was running up there pretty good, and then
Yeah.
he dropped a couple positions too. So it's kind of been Savacci's season right there. Really good starts, he'll run up there, and then it's like something happens and he drops too far.
Yep. But Marvin Musquin looked like he just turned on a switch and started to open up the gap on Roczen, who makes a little mistake, but it was insignificant, and he will continue to have the lead. Roczen in 2nd is dealing with his problems with the fatigue, like I mentioned in the beginning of the podcast.
Yeah, he had the flu or something.
Yeah, there's something going on with him. Like, there's something weird. I think he knows what it is. He just don't want to talk about it.
Britney Spears, bro.
Eli
his head.
doing the Eli things, but not the type of Eli things that we want to see, but the Eli things that he's been doing the last couple of races, which is just kind of, I'm in a good spot. I'm just going to chill here. And then Marvin Musquin just open up, like, it was like 10 seconds on him or something like that. It was like a ridiculous amount of space. And it's kind of sad because we're all expecting Eli Tomac to charge up front and just make some moves like we like to,
Yeah, exactly. I thought my predictions were going to come like completely true because I had Marvin winning, I had Tomac 2nd, I had Roczen 3rd, and I had all those 3 guys were on the podium. Just had Eli and Roczen switched, but Blake Baggett, I had him up there. He just didn't have a great moto at all. And then
No.
Cooper Webb, I had him in 5th. He ended up doing a little bit better. He was running 5th, but then he was like doing that big quad, and Seeley wasn't. So he ended up getting past him and kind of pretty easily. And
yeah, he mentioned after the race how it took him a while to get that quad and actually start making moves. So
sketchy.
Unfortunate for him.
Sketchy. Yeah, it was this track was technical, and whenever we saw the press day footage of the legend and Roczen just making these mistakes, we knew it was going to be just like a super technical track.
Yeah, dude. From when I started watching the qualifying, I just knew it was going to be sketchy and somebody was going to get hurt, and unfortunate it was the legend.
So right here at the end of this race, this is when all the drama ensued because they showed the replay of Marvin jumping on that red cross flag, and it was just so much speculation. Nobody knows what's going to happen. Very surprisingly that they didn't know what was going to happen, and even more surprisingly was at the end of this race, Marvin Musquin came across 1st, Ken Roczen 2nd, Eli Tomac 3rd, but they didn't, whenever in the 250 LCQ, there was obviously some drama there, and right after the race, the AMA officials went out there and told the rider, you were penalized. But they didn't do that. It was just everybody was just left wondering, who really got 1st, who got 2nd. We saw the podium, but everyone just figured Marvin was going to get docked a position or whatnot. But that's what made it just got really confusing, and then they just ended the broadcast make sure you check Supercross Live to see what really happened. It was like nobody knew what was going to happen. And that's kind of crazy because there is a precedent for this. Last year on our Instagram, we have the video of Jeremy Martin jumping on the red cross flag, and he was docked 7 points. So they should have known, there was actually a precedent. I thought it was taking so long because they didn't know what penalty they were going to dish out, because it seems like, are they going to dock him positions? Are they going to dock him a lap? They're going to dock him points? I feel like we've seen all these different penalties be dished out in the past. So it was like nobody really knew what they were going to do. So it just left a lot of confusing. And Marvin thought he won, and then Ken probably also kind of thought he won, and the announcers, Ricky and Ralph, thought he won. Nobody really knew what was happening, and it was just it made it very dramatic, that's for sure.
Well, Marvin did win. He celebrated. I think he knew that he messed up because he was over celebrating. I felt like he was like he celebrated way too much. Like he was just kind of like trying to like play it off type thing.
So he knew
if
the penalty was probably just going to be some points.
Yeah, like I just feel like he was gonna like he knew that something was gonna happen to him, and then he trying to like play it off like, oh, I won, and he was like going around and like he didn't want to like talk to anyone. He was just kind of like throwing his goggles and whatnot. And
Ken Roxon threw his goggles too, just in case.
Yeah, just in case he won. Yeah. No, but yeah, Marvin Musquin will win this one. Ken Roxon, which you were right, which good for you. He got that back to back as well. Ken Roxon got second. Eli Tomac got third. Cooper Webb got fourth. Joey Savacci got fifth. Dean Wilson got sixth. Blake Baggett got seventh. Zach Osborne got eighth. Cole Seeley got ninth. Tyler Bowers got 10th. Justin Bogle got 11th. Justin Hill got 12th. Mike Alessi got 13th. Ben LeMay got 14th. Carlin Gardner got 15th. Alex Ray got 16th. Justin Barsha got 17th. Austin Politelli 18th. Kyle Chisholm 19th. Ryan Brees 20th. And then Chat Reed and Justin Braden 21st and 22nd. I would like to point out that I got Joey Savacci in 5th and Dean Wilson, the wild card, in 6th again.
I would like to point out I had Marvin Musquin winning and Ken Roxon and Eli Tomac on the podium and Cooper Webb not getting the podium. So, dude, you're killing it. We're killing it here at the show. If you're listening to us and making your picks like that, you're killing it in whatever league you're playing.
Yeah, tell your friends because they need to listen to these. I mean, the wild card situation, that's a tricky one. I'm just saying.
They're all tricky. Just with how mixed it's been and all the winners is going to be like, it's tricky.
You're absolutely right. But, you know, two weeks in a row, bro. I'm just killing it.
That's right. That's right.
This is what your points look like after Marvin Musquin received that 7-point penalty for jumping on the Red Cross flag, which kind of sucks because it doesn't make the championship closer. Like, it could have. Those are 7 points right there, bro. He got as much as a 4th place, and
we're right where we were last week, 14 points behind.
Exactly. Like the points are still the same. There's still 14-point gap between Cooper Webb and Marvin Musquin. Cooper Webb with 262 points and Marvin Musquin with 248 points. Eli Tomac though 243 points. Ken Roxon 239 points. Blake Baggett breaking that 200 points.
That's right, sitting in 5th place, and Dean Wilson sitting in 6th place. So it was an awesome night in Seattle. Great, lots of drama, so much happened. Good things, bad things. Prayers out to the legend and the other super vet, Justin Brayton. Hopefully they get better soon, and we'll see him out and have more updates for everyone. But thanks everyone again for listening to another episode of the Motocross Supercross podcast, and we'll see you next time with the 250s.